Welcome everyone in this live development video about building an auto battle game. In this video, we're going to make it so when we're going to trigger the ability. So in the previous video, we made it so we printed something on the screen when the ability should trigger. In that video, we're going to make it so the ability manager knows that the ability should be triggered, the active ability should be triggered, and it's going to trigger it on every machine. And for now, it's just going to play an animation, maybe consume the mana, and put the ability on cooldown. So let's just, first we're going to instantly modify the stats of the ability so it doesn't fucks up, it doesn't bug, it doesn't cause trouble like it did in the previous video, sorry. So the cooldown, we're going to put 6 seconds cooldown, 10 costs. I'm fine with this. Maybe we're going to put 15. Even we're going to put 50 for now because there is no cost check. Nothing is going to prevent us from casting the ability even if we don't have 50. It's just going to trigger when we are full mana. And the duration of that action, Nova, is going to be 4 seconds. It's going to take 4 seconds for a unit to, I mean, maybe 3. It's going to remain immobile and unable to act for 3 seconds. I just put high numbers so we clearly see what's going on. So we've set this up. But before we dive more into the fray, I just wanted to make a check. I wanted to see if what happens if we create 100 ability. A 1,000 abilities. When we hit play, we're gonna display. Yep, it lagged quite a lot. Stat units. Oh no, I want the FPS, stat FPS. So I have 60 FPS, 80, then we switch, it freezes like a lot, but we're creating abilities. What if we just create triggers? Yeah, it freezes as well. Yeah, so 1,000 modifiers triggers are triggering at the same time. I think one of the issue comes from the fact that we are binding ourselves to dispatchers. One of the performance leak, I mean. And if we put 100, yeah, it lags quite a lot as well. Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. Maybe that's clearly not the right way to go. And of course, if we just do not spawn them, it's not gonna lag at all. Oh, it was lagging anyway when we were generating the unit, so we're not even sure. Oh no, it was not lagging. It was lagging at the very beginning. I guess that's when we create the pool of units. Are we lagging here? Just a little bit. And are we lagging there? We shouldn't be lagging more. It doesn't care much. I wonder if I will be thinking about this. We'll continue on the way to trigger that ability, that animation, when we reach to trigger that ability. And I'll think about how we should be handling this if it's so much performance cost. If it's not performance efficient, maybe we don't want to do this. I'll see how we can avoid this maybe. So there's a trigger. There's a trigger happening here. I think first thing we want to do is check the type of trigger, and if that's an active ability, I think we just want to cast the ability. So we want to have that, a new function called cast ability. It's going to be an active ability. So it's going to be called cast active ability. So what do we want to do here? We want to get the row information. We want to break. We want to get the animation. And we want to play montage. In here, if we do nothing regarding replication, it's going to replicate. It's going to be played everywhere in any case. You might be wondering, how is everything working regarding the stats? When we hit play in here on the client, I'm clearly charging my mana. That's because mana is gained from damage. And damage are happening everywhere. By damage, I mean the events dealing damage, not the event reducing the health, because health is important to the game. You have to know if a unit is dead or not. So everything is going to be driven by the replication of the float value called health regarding the health. Just so every units everywhere are always in the same state than on the server. But when it comes to mana, we don't really care if on one machine, one unit has like 90 mana and on the other one has like 91, which can happen if there are discrepancies in math calculation. We don't really care, because anything that is going to trigger an ability is going to be multicasted. So when mana reaches 100 on the client, it won't trigger the ability. It's when the mana reaches 100 on the server, I mean 100%, so reaches max on the server, that we are going to multicast the ability. That way, because ability are really gameplay, have a high priority in gameplay, seeing the ability being cast, the same priority than the health pool. So we absolutely want to have that synchronized on every machine. So we're going to trigger that by multicasting. Even if we could have just said, clients, just listen to when the ability is ready, and they use that, it would have worked. But we could have had huge delay between the time when it triggers on server and on client. And we could have had weird behaviors, such as on the client, it reached 99 mana, and on the server 100, and it triggers on the server, but not on the client. You didn't see the cosmetic on the client, and that would be game breaking. So we don't want to have that kind of issues. So we're going to multicast most of the stuff that come out of the trigger. So when a trigger occurs of a source type active, we're going to cast an ability. And what ability are we going to cast? The object, the source object here. And we should need to cast here, but I don't want to cast. This is casting is typically casting resources. That's one of the things we want to avoid. For instance, yeah, that might be one of the things that was costing so much performance beforehand when we were creating 100 server, 100 trigger. We're gonna store that into a variable called unitref, and we're going to check if that changes the performances. If we already stored that variable, that's together like we've done plenty of them. Oh yeah, we can just do this. I mean, not that, but this. Like we've done plenty of times. So if we don't want to cast when we receive a trigger, how can we know what active ability to trigger? For now, we're going to cast and we'll see when I think about the rework, if I see that it's too performance heavy. We're going to cast an ability. For now, we're just going to print something. Cast, we're just going to call cast for now. We'll see what it does. I think we left another one. No, we did not. Didn't we left another one? Okay. And I didn't like the color of the ability system. I want something that I can see when we play. Cast. Because the mana is being filled. Filled and emptied. We might see some issues with that. So we did receive casts, but it was planned. Custom, multicast, cast active ability. On ability cast required. This is going to be a multicast event. This is going to be reliable. We can't pass this as parameter. Oh yeah, that might be an issue actually. We need to target. We need to know what ability to trigger. So I think we need a name here. to know what ability to be casted, what ability we should cast, sorry. On ability cast required, I want to see where we're calling this. We don't want that. I think we just want that. We want to copy this, get rid of that, copy that. In active ability, I said, oh yeah, we need to compile. We need to get rid of the issues here. We don't want that. Get back here. Now we can put this, delete that. On trigger, if we have the authority. Oh, can't we check the authority here? I think we can check each server. So it's the same thing than authority. As authority, we're going to put this here. I want that to look exactly like theirs. I'm not sure. I'm not sure to remember how it looks exactly. Switch as authority. Authority remote. I'm just going to tint it so we can see it has been customed. Switch as authority. Yep, exactly. So if we have the authority, we want to multicast. Can't I call on ability cast required? Only the server can do this. Get row. I'm wondering if we can just, yeah, I think we don't even need this. If the trigger knows its source name rather than, this is going to be a name, because this is going to be the name of the row. I mean, but what if it's a custom? It can't be a custom. Yeah, can it be a custom status? Yeah, it could be. In which case we would say that this is named custom, I guess. We will put custom in here. When we record a trigger, this is actually create trigger. This is recording the trigger, but we won't be modifying this. If we refresh, it's going to give us a source name. Which we can plug here, compile, save, see where we create the trigger here. And the source name is going to be the base. Oh, we want the name of the row. We can't. Can we use this? No, we can't, because we want to find. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We want the row name here. Because we want to be able to recover that information. Clients, since abilities are not replicated, we can't pass as parameter what ability to trigger. We have to point to it in another way that way can be telling, but this must be a map of name row in order for it to work. I think we can try that out. Are we going to crash? I wonder. So that is going to be if we do this, we can't have a passive and an active ability with the same name row. We can have the same name row. It's okay, I think. Change variable type. This is going to be a map. Change variable type, and this is going to be a map of abilities. Ability, active ability, like this. Change variable type. We want to check where this is used. When we record an ability, we want to do this. We want a name and what is that? U ability object. Yeah. This is active abilities, but we just want a U ability object. Change variable type once more, like this. Not by ref. Ability row name. Ability object. We can't compile right now, it's gonna throw errors, but I saved. Keys, we can get the values of this. Can we clear this? Yep, we can. We can compile. And now we are storing the ability by row name, but we still need, so when we create the trigger, the row name, yeah, we will need to give that all the time, just as if we will need to store that in the ability itself. I think we're going to be smarter than this. In AutoBattler object, we're going to have a variable called row name, which is going to be a name. And it's going to be exposed on spawn. And now, when we create an active ability, we'll have the row name here. We don't have to pass this now, since we give it the ability. In here, we can plug that instantly. We can hide unconnected pins. And in here, we can say get row name. So if we have the authority, we're going to cast this into an ability. Oh, yeah. So this has a row name now. We could even cheat this. Oh, yeah. Of course, that's exactly why we've done that. I'm dumb. But I'm not sure. So when we create the trigger, yeah, when we create the trigger, we have to delete source name here. Here, we want the row name. And when we create an ability, we need the row name here, like this. Yep. So our trigger and our ability object both know the name of the row containing their ability. So in here, everyone is gonna do this. We're just gonna print. You should see no difference between what happened before and what happens now when we print here. We're gonna print this to see if it says Nova. It multicasted, so the client didn't trigger that and still didn't, strangely enough. What's gonna happen? Client saw Nova. Yeah, one is full, another one, yeah, many are full. So it didn't have. So I think the issue here. I overed a unit. Oh, yeah, of course. We have to grab the keys here, the values, I mean. We change that and we change the way abilities are stored. So we can never have two abilities using the same row name. Sounds correct. But now what do we want to do? We want to consume the mana. So everyone is going to trigger this. Oh, are we using this? No, we're not. Absolutely not. What do we want to do? We just want to get this. What ability do we want to? Oh yeah, it doesn't know. It doesn't know that it's an active ability in here. It doesn't matter for now. We'll find a better way when we modularize that. This when we factorize this. Get row. We want to cast this. So everyone's going to trigger this. So we can, do we have something called animation here? Have we already built something? Seems like we didn't. We want to play a montage. We want to play that montage. And we want to consume mana. Oh, we didn't set any montage in our data table here. Do we have some montage? We don't attack 2. We have the attack and the attack 2. We're gonna create a montage as out of the attack 2. This is gonna be called, I don't know, cleave. This is gonna be, no, this is Fire Nova. Yeah, this is a footman which casts a Fire Nova, who cares? So we don't want that. What do we want here? We want attack 2 anim, which we are going to rename attack 2. I really don't like that. Underscore 0 attack 2, that's what we want here. Lam, wow, how determined he is, I wonder. So this is wonderful, and we want to use that montage here. Is it going to play it? I wonder. it will be, oh yeah, we need the footmen. Two footmen are going to fight for their life. Yeah, they were full. That's why that's why they casted it. Yeah, guys. It's starting to shape up, don't you think? This sounds quite sexy. This brave guy. Oh, they are no longer casting it. I haven't even checked if they were casting on client or my OMG. And why are they stopping to use that? Yeah, they're casting it. And I wonder why they stop at some point. I'm just checking to see when they stop. And then I think we're going to wrap up the video depending on the bug and if I clearly see how to fix it. Maybe they were just lost in their AI state. Oh no. In here they stopped when they reached a pretty low amount of health. So we'll monitor that bug. It doesn't matter for now. We triggered something, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed that video and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.